Hey, and welcome to Area 51 Raceway, Hangar 1 Speedway. So today we want to go over truing urethane tires for scratch build cars. And what I have in front of me here is the Mid-America Truer that just came out and available at Slot Car Corner if you want to purchase one. This is an excellent truer. I find that it has a lot of things to it to do multiple types of wheel axle sizes and tires and tire types. I've heard you could do silicone on these, though I haven't tried it yet. It's a diamond cut wheel. I know Harry's done a review on this. I just want to show you how well it works with urethane, because for the scratch builder, when you're doing the brass chassis cars for Home Racing World and the proxy that I ran for the Midget Madness, we use urethane, preferably the best material, I think, for slot cars in general, and easiest to true. But again, people have different choices. They want to use silicone, of course. It's up to the user what they prefer to use. And of course there's rubber, which I have no objection to any of those materials. For scratch building, I prefer the urethane because they seem to be the best to run on a wood track, and they do real well, as we've seen over and over. Now the truer, I know Harry's gone over, but just so you know that you can use, it does come with a various sizes of axle sizes for different wheels. So for example, this is a Revo slot wheel, and it's a 3mm one, so it comes with a 3mm one for the Revo slot, and of course your typical 1/8 axle for 1/8 axle size wheels, and then 3/32, which is on here. And this is a great tool. It comes with Allen heads to take the wheel off here, the pulley wheel, and then other ones right here for the motor and stuff, whatever you need to do maintenance on it or change if the motor goes out later on, and hopefully for many years from now. And then this is for the cover, to remove this cover and clean on the inside. So again, they give you a lot of nice tools here, and they give you also extra bands as well here, and an extra, you could see, cap hex screw there. So it comes with a lot of things, which is great. Now what I want to go over is how to put your wheel on, or put your tire on, your urethane tire on your CB design wheel for your scratch build cars. So let's get into that right now. Okay, here we are with the wheel and the tire you're going to mount. Now there's different ways to glue this on, or not different ways, but just different things you could use to glue it on. You could use super glue, nail polish, or E6000, which is fine. It's up to the person what's easier for them or what's less messier for them. I preferably use nail polish. That's just me. They seem to hold on well. If I'm doing no rib wheels, I'll use a different one. I'll probably use something like the E6000 or the super glue, because when it's a no rib, it'll tend to kind of spin on the wheel, the tire, as it grips traction because of the no rib. So you got to be aware of that. But we're using a ribbed wheel here, and this is CB Design 15 by 10 wheel, which is a insert type wheel. And then the tires we have is the Paul Gauge 22/16 6 FF tire. And then what I'm going to do is I place it on the axle, and then what we want to do also first is give it a little sanding. And you can put this on the truer there and sand it as well and spin it, but you just give it a little sanding, just with some fine sandpaper, and just scuff it. There's a little scuffing here and there just to get it scuffed up, and get a little grip, get a little bite on it. And what I'll do is I'll get the nail polish, and I need another bottle of this stuff. It's running low, as you can see. I've used it a lot, and I'll coat the wheel right like that on the outside of the rib as well, and just a light coat. If you want to go a little bit heavier, you can, but just make sure you don't make a huge mess out of it, and they will stick real well once you got them on there. And once I got the nail polish on, I will grab the tire and simply slip it over like that and place it over the ribs. I usually will tuck it in and flip this like this to make sure this goes on. It's going on the wheel. And so far so good. Looks good. If you get any on, you just wipe it off, and then you check the outside. Make sure it's on there as well. And I'll just roll it. And then your tire's all mounted on the wheel. And you can let that sit for, you know, a few hours. Let that dry, and you should be good with putting on the truer. Then what you need to do also is that you need to make a hole, and this one's mounted already and stuff, and it's glued on. You need to make a hole for the grub screw. Now you can get a small pin vise, which are available at Slot Car Corner, and a small drill bit, preferably the size of the hole, a little bit under. You'd probably, well, I would put it this way, you'd want it the size a little bit bigger than the tool you're going to use to insert in there to take the wheel off, and that would be a 0.9, and I misplaced it, but oh no, I haven't. It's right here. So you see the size of this. That's fairly about right. So this is a, you know, small drill bit. I don't know the size. I'm sorry. So what you're generally going to do is get a hole and kind of get a little idea, and you're gonna screw to the tire, and you're gonna see it protrudes out right there, and pretty much gauge it about there. You just have to use your eyes and trust yourself, because you're a scratch builder. You should be able to manage this, and shouldn't be a problem. And you just want to make a hole this way so you could put the tool through here and move the grub screw, so this way you could mount it on your axles or mount it on the truer. Okay, so we're here at the truer, and I have my arbor, or you know, my axle arbor for what I'm going to use, which is 3/32. Now I'm going to place this on here, and you're going to see how I have it on there. Now I see a problem already, how far tucked in it is, and that's not a big deal. We could correct this really easily to make this put this more onto the drum. Since it's too far in, it won't possibly, it looks like it will, but I want to have it stick out a little. So what you could use is, you could use some spacers from Slot Car Corner. So there's 60,000 spacers. You can get 2 spacers like this, because I believe one won't do. If I put one, it may just cut it right there. You could see one may do, but I'm going to use 2 if I wanted to use 2. And this way I could put this out more onto the drum, and that's an easy fix. And you just tighten it up, and you're true. Another thing also, if you wanted to, you could also get the axle stoppers from Slot Car Corner as well, and you could just put an axle stopper and, you know, tighten it on and leave it on there, you know, forever. This way you don't have to worry about it, and then just having shims, and you could do that as well. Just another idea to doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the stopper. I get the tool, and I'll tighten it on right there, and get my glued tire, put it right there. There we go. That's on there. So we're ready to go. Let me get this down. Let me get this set up. So I'm going to twist this out, and you can see that there's a limiter here if you want to limit how much you want to take off or have a set point. But also a caliper is always the best way to really measure your tires so that they're equally true and, you know, in the correct diameter, you know, next to each other. You don't want them one higher or lower. You want them the same diameter. That's the word I'm going to do. This, we're going to turn the truer on, and we're going to let this go in here. I'm running this at 3.5 volts, and I'm going to let this go down. Just go nice and easy. This wheel is pretty sharp, so we'll cut this pretty quick. I'll go a little at a time. I'll increase it a little bit, the voltage. I'm going to go to about 5 volts. You can see it's starting to cut it. Just go a little at a time. You don't have to go real crazy, because you can see it's starting to take the material off. Don't get too much there. I'll increase my voltage to almost 5 volts. You can see already it's starting to true it down. You got a high spot there. It doesn't take much to do. Oop, a little bit too much there. See, you can see my mistakes on camera. I'll give it a little bit more voltage. Now you don't have to worry about these burning up or melting. That's the beauty about urethane. I mean, it's not gonna, you can see already it's pretty much trued right there. Increase the voltage a little. You see it's getting faster now. It's pretty much cleaned up the whole tire. Turn it off. See what it looks like. There you go. That's actually trued perfectly. I mean, no high, no low spots, and that's all it takes. It's very simple. Now for the sidewalls, what I'll usually do is get, now that I've misplaced it when I need it, I will use I have a sandpaper on a stick. Actually, I have, what's a, how would you say, the drywall paper. And what I'll do is I will get it here and then clean the sides off to true them down. I use the drywall sandpaper because it's easier to cut stuff and it doesn't clog because it's got large squares. And then you could sand this down to whatever you need it to sand it down to. You want to sand it down all the way or part way, or you know, it's totally up to you how you're doing this. So I'll do that. This is the messiest part of the whole thing, is sanding this part of the tire off, and it gets everywhere. As you can see, it's all over the little alien head. And this true is really a great true to have. As you can see, you know, I was making a mistake by putting it too soon and it started slowing it down, but as soon as you back it off, it's fine. You just have to be, how would you say, just take your time truing it. Then what I'll do is I'll get some fine sandpaper and sandpaper, I can't say that, signed, and I will kind of just finish it off a little here. The edges right here. I usually have a little two popsicle sticks is what I have on these, and I can't find them. I will get usually 2 popsicle sticks and go like this and put the drywall paper on the end of it with, you know, some double-sided tape, and then do this, you know, this fine sandpaper the same way. This way you kind of get a popsicle stick, and you can do this, and it's easier instead of trying to get it with your hands. I can find the darn things. And I'll shut it off, and you can see it's nice and trued. And that's pretty much it. Now you could remove it and inspect it if you're happy with your work. If not, you could true it some more, or if you need to true it more because you needed to get it down more because it's, you know, too high, then it's totally up to you. We're done. Take that off and we'll inspect it. Blow that off. There you go. Here's a trued tire. Not too bad, and came out really nice. So I mean, you could clean it up. Tank again. So you could clean it up. A little Windex, so you can see how it looks after it's cleaned up. There you go. Here's your true tire. Not too bad. Everything looks good. and blow all that out. Too much in there, and there you go. There's a true tire, all set to go for the track. And again, this is a real important tool to have if you're going to scratch build, because you're going to need this. And it comes in handy with rubber, silicone, and does urethane. Urethane by far to me is the easiest thing to true. I mean, it didn't take long to do this one. And you got a nicely trued tire, and you're all set to rock and roll on the track. So I hope that helped you out. If you have any questions, please leave in the comments. Thank you for joining me. As always, you take care and have fun racing.